For a shooter. Good morning, and thank you for joining us. I'm Dave Delachaise. Gary has today off.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Hannah Evans.
We've got a lot to get to this morning, but first, an air quality alert is in effect for all of central New York as smoke from the Canadian wildfires returns. So we're going to let Hannah get right to the forecast. Hannah?
Yes, the National Weather Service has an air quality alert out, so we're just monitoring the smoke levels for today. So let's take a look at that here this morning. This will be in effect until tonight, but the smoke doesn't look to fully clear out until later tomorrow. It's just going to be heavier this afternoon. At this point, it's not bad outside, but today's air quality is going to be unhealthy for some. That will happen this morning, and then maybe later it could come into the unhealthy category. So we're just monitoring it today. Just be careful going outside and doing any physical, strenuous activity. Our temperatures are in the 60s this morning. We have 62 degrees in Inlet and Little Falls, and 64 degrees in Cooperstown, and it is less humid than yesterday, but still a bit muggy as our dew point is at 63 degrees. So we do see that smoke return today with it getting heavier this afternoon. We will be seeing widespread haze. It starts to diminish tomorrow. A cold front moves through tomorrow afternoon, bringing in some scattered thunderstorms and kind of push it out. And then once again, those thunderstorms tomorrow, but then we'll dry out again on Wednesday. So for the rest of today, expect dry conditions, but we will be seeing widespread haze coming in and we'll be hot. We'll be in the mid to upper 80s. I will talk a little bit more about the air quality today. Coming up, Dave.
Hannah, thank you very much. Let's get right to it.
Welcome back. We are going to be dry during today, but it is possible that this evening and tonight there is a passing thunderstorm. We then see some more scattered thunderstorms come in tomorrow afternoon due to a cold front, and we dry out again on Wednesday before another low pressure system approaches on Thursday. So if you did have to mow the lawn or did any yard work outside, I would say yes today and on Wednesday, as we will be dry, and then definitely get things done tomorrow morning before those thunderstorms come in. But I would definitely be careful, especially today. At this point, our air quality is still fine because the smoke's not here yet. But once we head into later this morning, as we can see, a plume of smoke does start to come in. It will be heaviest here this afternoon, 2:33 p.m. It will start to push out for the overnight, and then by tomorrow afternoon, we should be a little bit better. Dave.
Thanks a lot, Hannah. 4 wildfires can.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are starting out with patchy fog this morning, and then today we will be seeing some haze move in. Let's take a look now at downtown Utica. As we can see, it's cloudy with some patchy fog to start. We are seeing dry conditions, though, and it would be sunny today, but it's going to look faded because we are going to be seeing more haze coming back in today due to wildfire smoke up in Canada. The National Weather Service does have an air quality alert out for all of central New York due to this. That's in effect until midnight. And at this point, the air quality isn't too bad outside. It is at a moderate level, but this afternoon it does look to get unhealthy for a little bit. So be careful today doing any strenuous or physical activity outside for longer periods of time. Our temperatures this morning are in the 60s. We have 65 degrees in Whitesboro, 67 degrees in Utica. And looking to the south, we have 65 degrees in Cooperstown. We'll reach the mid to upper 80s today, so we'll get pretty warm and just a little bit muggy, but way less humid than it was yesterday. It does get more humid again tomorrow ahead of a cold front that brings in some scattered thunderstorms, but then we are comfortable again on Wednesday, then turning muggy again on Thursday. It's kind of up and down with the humidity this week, but it's not going to be as humid as it was yesterday, where it was noticeably kind of uncomfortable. We are dry this morning. This is our Yorkville Battery, Storm Tracker 2, Doppler radar. We are going to continue to see dry conditions today, but once again, that haze does move in from wildfire smoke this afternoon, and it is possible to see a passing thunderstorm this evening and tonight. But the day is going to be dry. If you did want to do anything outside, like maybe eat outside, it would be nice today, but I would just be careful from that wildfire smoke. It is going to be in the mid to upper 80s. Then tomorrow, scattered thunderstorms are possible in the afternoon and evening, but then we see another nice day on Wednesday. I would actually say Wednesday is probably going to be the nicest day of the week, as we are going to be seeing comfortable humidity. We will be just seeing highs near 80, so not too hot, and then that wildfire smoke should be cleared out by that time. So on our skycast today, as we can see, we remain dry and clear, but once again, widespread widespread haze does move in today. We'll reach near 80 at noon and then the mid to upper 80s for the high temperature, with the passing thunderstorm possible this evening and tonight. So it looks like after the day is over, a thunderstorm is possible. Then tomorrow we remain unsettled. A cold front does approach. We still see some haze tomorrow morning. It looks to clear out tomorrow evening when we do see some scattered thunderstorms move in due to a cold front. Highs tomorrow will be in the low 80s. So for the rest of today, expect dry conditions, haze moving in. Will be kind of warm in the mid to upper 80s. And then tonight, a thunderstorm or two is possible with a low in the 60s. We continue to see a little bit of haze tomorrow morning, but a cold front moves in tomorrow afternoon and evening. It does bring in some scattered thunderstorms that should push some of that smoke out. And then we are dry on Wednesday, Dave.
Thanks a lot, Hannah. The time now is 5:21. Still ahead on Sunrise. You're looking live, and thank you for joining us this half hour. I'm Dave Delachase. Gary is off today.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Hannah Evans.
And if you don't have to go outside today, don't. Smoke from those Canadian wildfires triggering an air quality alert. So let's let Hannah get right to a check of the Storm Tracker 2 forecast.
Yes, so it looks like this afternoon it's going to be heaviest. So because of that, we do have an air quality alert out from the National Weather Service. So let's take a look at that here this morning. It's in effect until midnight tonight, but the smoke does look to linger a little bit tomorrow. It's just going to be heavy for this afternoon and evening. At this point, we're not too bad outside. It is at a moderate level. I think it's going to get to the unhealthy level today. Just a reminder that it's kind of hard to forecast air quality and how high this number will get, but it is possible it gets to an unhealthy level today. So keep that in mind if you are going to be outside doing any physical or strenuous activities. Maybe limit that for this afternoon. We're in the 60s this morning, 65 degrees in Whitesboro and 67 degrees in Richfield Springs. It's a little bit muggy outside, 63 degrees for the dew point, but it's feeling a lot better than yesterday. So smoke will return today. The haze will become widespread this afternoon. It does start to diminish tomorrow because we see a cold front move in tomorrow afternoon that brings in scattered thunderstorms that kind of pushes it out for tomorrow. So for the rest of today, expect haze to come in. We'll be in the mid to upper 80s. I will talk a little bit more about the air quality coming up, Dave.
Thanks a lot, Hannah. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. Decision 20.
The Cooperstown Cam is brought to you by Utica National Insurance Group.
Welcome back. This morning we are at 65 degrees being measured at the Gervais Park Airport in Rome. It's still a little bit muggy outside with the dew point at 63 degrees. And we are seeing some patchy fog and widespread haze moving in here this morning. This is due to wildfire smoke. Once again, still up in Canada, so the air quality is going to get poor, and the smoke looks to be heaviest as we head into this afternoon. So just be careful outside today as we see that widespread smoke come in and poor air quality. It does start to diminish tomorrow, though. We see a cold front move through tomorrow afternoon, kind of pushing it out. That does bring in the chance of some thunderstorms. Dave.
Thanks a lot, Hannah. In your health, this past Friday was the 5th.
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are starting out with some patchy fog this morning, and it is mild. We are in the 60s, but we are going to be seeing some widespread haze return this afternoon. Let's take a look now at downtown Utica. Some fog moving in at this point, along with some light haze starting to move in. We will be seeing a widespread haze this afternoon once again from Canadian wildfire smoke, and the air quality is going to become a little bit poor. The National Weather Service has issued an air quality alert out for all of central New York. That's in effect till midnight tonight. At this point, it's not too bad. We are at a moderate level for the air quality index, but it is looking to get unhealthy today. So just be careful doing any physical or strenuous activity outside for longer periods of time. We are starting out in the 60s this morning. We have 66 degrees in Utica, 64 degrees in Whitesboro, and looking to the south, we have 64 degrees in Cooperstown. We'll reach the mid to upper 80s today, and we'll just be a little bit muggy, but not as humid as it was yesterday. We'll get a little bit more humid again tomorrow, with more comfortable weather returning Wednesday as a cold front moves through tomorrow afternoon. but then more unsettled weather returns Thursday. So it's kind of up and down with the humidity for this week, but definitely not as humid as it was yesterday. We are dry to start. This is our Yorkville battery, Storm Tracker 2, Doppler radar. We look to remain dry today. We are just going to be seeing that widespread haze moving in from the wildfire smoke, and it is possible to see a passing thunderstorm this evening and tonight. So we do have a nice couple of days coming in this week to maybe eat outside or spend time outside or anything like that. Today will be dry. I will just be careful of the wildfire smoke. You don't want to be outside for too long, and it's going to be hotter today, mid to upper 80s. Tomorrow morning, the smoke kind of still lingering around. Will be dry tomorrow morning before thunderstorms move in the afternoon. So maybe no for tomorrow. Will be near 80 for the high temperature. And I would say Wednesday is probably the best day this week as the wildfire smoke clears out. The humidity drops as well, and then we'll just be near 80, so not too hot outside on Wednesday. So today on our Skycast, we should be seeing sunshine as we see clear skies, but that wildfire smoke does come in. We'll be in the mid to upper 80s with a few passing thunderstorms possible this evening and tonight. Tomorrow morning, we will be dry, still seeing some haze though from that wildfire smoke. We then see clouds increase for late morning, early afternoon, with a few scattered thunderstorms for the afternoon and evening tomorrow. So for today, expect dry conditions with that haze coming in mid to upper 80s, but just be careful of the air quality outside, and a passing thunderstorm is possible tonight. Tomorrow morning, the haze is still kind of going to be lingering around. It looks to clear out tomorrow afternoon and start to push out when a cold front approaches and brings in scattered thunderstorms, and then we should be a little bit better with the smoke and the humidity for Wednesday. Dave.
Thanks a lot, Hannah. Scared of snakes? Well, you might not be impressed. I'm Dave Delachase. Gary has today off.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Hannah Evans.
We have a lot to get to this morning, but first, an air quality alert is in effect for all of central New York as smoke from the Canadian wildfires returns. So let's let Hannah get right to the forecast.
Yes, so this afternoon, the smoke looks to be heavy with poor air quality, so we do have a weather alert out from the National Weather Service. So today, we see an air quality alert out, and that will be until midnight tonight due to the poor air quality possible. It's going to be heaviest, the smoke, this afternoon, and tomorrow it still is kind of going to be lingering around, but it does start to diminish tomorrow afternoon. So our air quality right now is not too bad, but I would think today it's going to get into the unhealthy levels. So just be careful when spending longer periods of time outside, especially doing any physical or strenuous activity. Our temperatures this morning are in the 60s. We have 62 degrees in Inlet and Westmoreland, 67 degrees in Richfield Springs, and it's less humid than yesterday, 62 degrees for the dew point. It's still in that muggy category, but definitely noticeably less humid than yesterday. So today we do see widespread haze come in due to wildfire smoke. It does start to diminish tomorrow afternoon, and it will push out due to a cold front coming in. And with that cold front, we see a few scattered thunderstorms. So for today, expect dry conditions, but we are going to be seeing hazy skies. We'll be in the mid to upper 80s. I will talk a little bit more about the air quality coming up, Dave.
Thanks a lot, Hannah. Let's get right to it.
Welcome back. We are going to be dry today, but it is possible to see a passing thunderstorm this evening and tonight. And then tomorrow, a cold front approaches that brings scattered thunderstorms in the afternoon. We'll dry out again on Wednesday with more scattered thunderstorms possible on Thursday. So if you did want to do any yard work outside, maybe mow the lawn, I would say yes today and Wednesday because it will be dry. And then maybe Tuesday morning, so tomorrow morning before the cold front moves through, it will be dry. But the thing about today and tomorrow morning now is that we could be seeing poor air quality. So here's a look at our near surface smoke. At this point, it's starting to move in. We're starting to see a little bit of haze this morning. It gets pretty heavy this afternoon. As we can see, the 4 p.m., this orange color, it's going to be a little bit heavy in our area. So we have to be careful of poor air quality. It continues to be heavy overnight and then starts to push out once the cold front moves through tomorrow afternoon. Dave.
Thanks a lot, Hannah. 4 wildfires.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are starting out with some fog and haze this morning, and it is going to remain hazy today due to wildfire smoke. Let's take a look now at our Utica National camera in Cooperstown. As we can see, foggy conditions that are higher up this morning, along with widespread haze starting to move in due to that wildfire smoke, and we're dealing with poor air quality once again for especially this afternoon. And because of this, the National Weather Service has put out an air quality alert. That's in effect until midnight, although the smoke looks to stay around a little bit more tomorrow. At this point, we're not too bad in terms of air quality. We're still at a moderate level for the index, but expect it to get into the unhealthy levels this afternoon. I would definitely limit my time outside and be careful doing any physical or strenuous activity. We're starting out in the 60s this morning. Our sky watchers have 62 degrees in Old Forge and 65 degrees in Clinton. If we look to the south, we have 63 degrees in Milford and in West Lawrence, and we'll reach near and in the mid to upper 80s today. So it's going to be a warm one today, but not as humid as yesterday. The humidity has decreased a little bit. It gets humid again tomorrow ahead of a cold front, but then that cold front drops the humidity on Wednesday before it rises again on Thursday. So up and down with the humidity this week, but definitely not as uncomfortable as we did see it was yesterday. We are dry as well today. This is our York Full Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. A little bit of a breeze can be expected, and it would be sunny, but we are seeing that widespread haze coming in, so it's kind of going to be like faded sunshine, almost looking overcast outside for this afternoon. But if you did want to do anything like yard work, maybe eat outside for lunch or dinner, I would just be careful today due to the smoke, but it should be fine for that. It's going to be dry, mid to upper 80s. We do see thunderstorms return tomorrow afternoon, so just keep that in mind for the afternoon and evening. I would say the best day this week is going to be Wednesday because that smoke clears out. We'll be seeing lower humidity, and we will be seeing sunshine with not too hot conditions. So on our Skycast here today, we will be seeing sunshine, but it's going to be faded due to that wildfire smoke causing some hazy conditions. We'll be near 80 at noon and in the mid to upper 80s for the high temperature, with a passing thunderstorm possible this evening and overnight. As for tomorrow, we'll start out dry in the morning. We'll reach in the upper 70s at noon, and then we will start to see that cold front move through, bring in a few pop-up and scattered thunderstorms. So for the rest of today, expect dry conditions, but that haze comes in. A little bit breezy, mid to upper 80s, and then we'll fall into the 60s tonight with a few thunderstorms. Tomorrow, haze can still be possible in the morning. We see a cold front move in tomorrow afternoon. That brings in some thunderstorms. It should start to push the haze out, and we should be seeing much better weather on Wednesday. Dave.
Thanks a lot, Hannah. Make sure to follow Hannah and Gary on Tower. I'm Dave Delachase. Gary is off today.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Hannah Evans.
And if you don't have to go outside today, you shouldn't. Smoke from those Canadian wildfires triggering an air quality alert, but we're going to let Hannah get right to a check of that Storm Tracker 2 forecast.
Yes, so it looks to be worse this afternoon, so the National Weather Service did put out an alert for that. So let's take a look at that right now. It is in effect for all of central New York, and that will last until midnight. The smoke will linger around tomorrow as well, but it won't be as heavy as today. And right now, we're kind of getting a little bit unhealthy. The air quality index is continuing to rise. At this point, we are unhealthy for some, so be careful of that heading out the door if you have any underlying issues. It is likely to turn unhealthy for all of us later, so definitely be careful today doing any physical activity outside for longer periods of time. We're starting out in the 60s this morning. We have 62 degrees in Westmoreland and Earlville, 60 degrees in Little Falls, a little bit muggy, 62 degrees for the dew point, but definitely not as humid and uncomfortable as it was yesterday. So the smoke will return today, and because of that, we are going to be seeing widespread haze. It starts to push out tomorrow due to a cold front that comes in. That does bring in some scattered thunderstorms tomorrow. So for the rest of today, we should be seeing sunshine, but it's going to be hazy, dry, and mid to upper 80s. I will talk a little bit more about the air quality today. Coming up, Dave.
Thanks a lot, Hannah. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. Decision 2020.
The Cooperstown Cam is brought to you by Utica National Insurance Group.
Welcome back. We're starting out in the 60s this morning, 64 degrees being measured at the Grievous Park Airport in Rome. Still a little bit muggy with that dew point at 62 degrees. And we will be seeing sunshine, but we're actually seeing a mix of fog and haze to start this morning. That haze is coming from the Canadian wildfire smoke, once again blowing back in our area. This gives poor air quality possible for this afternoon, so just be careful of that for today. We are going to be seeing widespread haze coming in. We will reach the mid to upper 80s today. The haze starts to push out tomorrow, though. That's due to a cold front moving in, but that also brings in a chance of a few scattered thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon. Dave.
Thanks a lot, Hannah.
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are starting out with a mix of fog and haze this morning. The haze is coming back in today due to Canadian wildfire smoke. Let's take a look now at downtown Utica. As we can see, if we kind of look into the distance, you can tell it's hazy to start. We would be seeing sunshine at this point, but it is faded due to the wildfire smoke. And because of this, the National Weather Service has put on air quality alert for all of central New York. That's in effect till midnight, although the smoke is possibly going to even linger into tomorrow. So our air quality right now is unhealthy for some. If you do have any underlying issues, just be careful spending time outside at this point. Today it is looking to get into the unhealthy levels. Be careful this afternoon doing any physical strenuous activity outside, and that is going to be for everyone. Our sky watchers this morning have us mostly in the 60s. We have 65 degrees in Clinton, 64 degrees in New Hartford, and if we take a look to the south, we have 61 degrees in Evanston. We'll reach the mid-80s today, and it's going to be a little bit muggy, but definitely not as humid as it was yesterday, where it was noticeably uncomfortable. We are going to be getting a little bit more humid tomorrow ahead of our cold front approaching. Once it moves through, it will drop the humidity for Wednesday, but then we'll start to get muggy again on Thursday ahead of more unsettled weather. So the humidity this week is kind of going to be up and down, but it's definitely not going to be as humid as it was yesterday. We are dry today. This is our Yorkville Battery, Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We are going to be seeing a little bit of a breeze and hazy skies, although it would be sunny without the wildfire smoke. We are going to be seeing some haze. It is possible to see a passing thunderstorm this evening and tonight. So today, Nala is saying hi to her neighbor Rocky, and since it's going to be hazy today with the wildfire smoke and that it's Monday, Rocky thinks he'll just rest today in bed. Nala will do the same. So overall, if you did want to spend time outside, maybe if you want to eat outside, just be careful today because of that smoke. We will be dry, though. As for tomorrow, we see thunderstorms. So if you do have anything to do outside, get that done in the morning, but still be careful of that wildfire smoke. I would say the best day of this week to spend outside is Wednesday, as the humidity will decrease and it will be sunny, not too hot as well. So today on our Skycast, we will continue to see wildfire smoke. We'll be near 80 at noon and in the mid-80s for the high temperature, with a few thunderstorms possible this evening and overnight. Tomorrow we will start out dry, still seeing hazy conditions though. We'll reach the upper 70s at noon, and then we do see some scattered thunderstorms move through due to a cold front that pushes the smoke out as well. So for the rest of today, expect dry conditions, wildfire smoke, mid-80s, and then tonight we will see a few thunderstorms with the low in the 60s. We will continue to see a little bit of haze tomorrow morning and afternoon before the cold front starts to push it out. I would say the best day of this week to spend outside is going to be Wednesday. Dave.
All right, thanks a lot, Hannah. Are you scared of snakes?
No.
Okay.
From where the news comes first, this is News Channel 2 at 7 a.m. on CW11.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us. I'm Dave Delachaise. Gary has today off.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Hannah Evans.
We have got a lot to get to this morning, but first, an air quality alert is in effect for all of central New York as smoke from the Canadian wildfires returns to the area. So we're going to let Hannah get right to that forecast.
Yes, so especially this afternoon, it's going to be heavy smoke coming in. So the National Weather Service has issued an air quality alert once again today. So let's look at that right now. It is in effect for all of central New York, and it's in effect until midnight. Although we still are probably going to be seeing some hazy conditions tomorrow, the heavier smoke is going to be for this afternoon and evening. At this point, it is at a level that's unhealthy for some, especially anyone with underlying issues. Be careful of heading outside at this point. I am expecting it to get to an unhealthy level today for all of us. So definitely avoid physical or strenuous activity for longer periods of time outside, and especially for this afternoon. Our temperatures at this point are in the 60s. We have 68 degrees in Whitesboro, 67 degrees in Richfield Springs, and we're still a little bit muggy, 63 degrees for the dew point, but definitely a big improvement from the humidity that we did see yesterday. So we will continue to see smoke move back in today, producing widespread haze. It does diminish tomorrow. It looks like tomorrow later in the day it starts to move out. That's due to a cold front pushing it through, but that cold front will also bring in some scattered thunderstorms. So for the rest of today, expect dry conditions. It would be sunny, but it's going to be hazy from that wildfire smoke. We'll reach the mid-80s. I will talk a little bit more about the air quality today coming up, Dave.
Hannah, thank you very much. Let's get right to it.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are starting out with widespread haze this morning due to Canadian wildfire smoke. Let's take a look now at our Utica National Tower camera overlooking Cooperstown. If we look over where the trees are, we can kind of see a little bit of haze. Haze is starting to come in, and it looks to get heavier this afternoon. Because of this, the National Weather Service has issued an air quality alert for all of central New York. That's in effect until midnight, although the haze looks to linger a little bit into tomorrow morning as well. It's going to be heavy today. At this point, we're at unhealthy for some for the category. So if you do have any underlying issues, be careful heading outside now. Later today, definitely going to get into the unhealthy levels. So all of us need to be careful of doing any physical or strenuous activity outside this afternoon. It's going to get warmer today. Our skywatchers have us in the 60s this morning. We have 65 degrees in Mohawk and in Clinton. And if we take a look to the south, we have 64 degrees in Westford and 65 degrees in Lawrence. We'll reach the mid-80s today and be a little bit muggy. We won't be as humid as we were yesterday, though. Then a cold front approaches tomorrow that brings in more humid conditions with scattered thunderstorms. Once it moves through, we will be comfortable again for Wednesday and starting to get a little bit more muggy on Thursday again due to unsettled weather. So up and down in terms of the humidity and the unsettled weather this week, but it's definitely not going to be as humid as it was yesterday. We are dry today. This is our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, and we will be seeing a little bit of a breeze today. It would be sunny, but we are seeing that haze due to that wildfire smoke, so it's kind of going to be like faded sunshine today. But if you did want to do anything outside, like maybe eat outside today or any day this week, I would just be careful today due to the wildfire smoke, although it is going to be dry. We will remain dry through tomorrow morning, but once again, tomorrow morning still probably unhealthy a little bit for the air quality. We see that scattered thunderstorms move through tomorrow afternoon and evening. So I would definitely say Wednesday is the best day this week to spend outside because the smoke should clear out by that point. We're going to be a little bit cooler, just near 80 for the high temperature, and less humidity is expected. So today on our Skycast, we'll be in the mid-80s. We will be seeing wildfire smoke with a few pop-up thunderstorms possible overnight. And then tomorrow we will continue to see unsettled weather with scattered thunderstorms returning for the afternoon and evening due to a cold front. For the rest of today, expect dry conditions with wildfire smoke, and then tonight a few thunderstorms are possible. We continue to see the haze through tomorrow morning before some thunderstorms push it out.
Here's meteorologist Hannah Evans. Hannah, that smoke is back and it's really hazy out there.
Yes, we are continuing to see hazy conditions coming back today, and our air quality index is in the unhealthy level. Because of this, the National Weather Service has issued an air quality alert for all of central New York. That's in effect until midnight tonight, although we are going to continue to see a little bit of haze at least into tomorrow morning. And because of the wildfire smoke coming back in, our air quality index is at 160 right now. That is in the unhealthy for all of us level, so make sure you're not really doing any physical activity or strenuous activity outside for the rest of this afternoon. We're pretty warm though. Most of us are in the 80s. We have 82 degrees in Little Falls, 83 degrees in Westmoreland, and it's just a little bit muggy, not as humid as yesterday. We are going to continue to see haze for the rest of the day. It does start to diminish tomorrow as it pushes out with the cold front that moves in, but that cold front will also bring in some scattered thunderstorms. So the rest of the day, expect haze to continue. We'll reach the mid-80s, and I will talk a little bit more about the air quality coming up, Ben.
Thank you very much, Hannah. Governor is cautioning New Yorkers as the statewide air quality advisories have been issued. When air quality exceeds 200, emergency phone alerts will be sent. The governor says hundreds of thousands of N95 style masks have been made available. 2 counties had state-run stockpiles to then be distributed to the public. Speaking of the governor, she'll be in Cooperstown this afternoon ahead of baseball.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are tracking widespread haze this afternoon with temperatures in the 80s. Let's take a look now at downtown Utica. As we can see, it is hazy. At this point, if we didn't have the wildfire smoke coming in again, it would be sunny, but we are kind of seeing like an overcast sky, it looks like, because of that widespread haze due to Canadian wildfire smoke. So we have our air quality alert in effect today. This was issued by the National Weather Service until midnight tonight. Although we're probably still going to be seeing a little bit of haze lingering tomorrow, it won't be as heavy. Our air quality index at this point is at 160. That is in the unhealthy category for all of us. If we did want to go outside, do any physical activity or strenuous activity, just keep in mind to limit that time, or maybe don't do it at all because it can be unhealthy. Our sky watchers this noon have us mostly right near or in the low 80s, but we do have 74 degrees in Old Forge. And then we have 81 degrees in Clinton and 83 degrees in Mohawk. It's just a little bit muggy outside. Our dew point's in the low 60s. Tomorrow we'll get humid again ahead of a cold front, but then that cold front will bring in much comfortable humidity for Wednesday. Then we will be seeing unsettled weather move back in on Thursday. We are dry today. This is our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We are seeing a little bit of a breeze and then once again widespread haze due to that Canadian wildfire smoke. So just be careful spending too much time outside this afternoon. I know Nala and her neighbor are just going to chill inside today. Today she is saying hi to Rocky, and since it's Monday and that's hazy from the wildfire smoke again, Rocky just says he'll stay inside and sleep. So Nala will do the same the rest of the day. So once again, maybe for today, just be careful of that wildfire smoke, but it does remain dry. And then if you do have to do anything outside tomorrow, the morning should be fine before some scattered thunderstorms in the afternoon, but also watch out, still may be seeing some lingering haze tomorrow morning. That cold front coming in tomorrow afternoon will push some of that smoke out. So I would say the best day this week to be outside probably looks like Wednesday because the humidity decreases as well on Wednesday. So today on our Skycast, we would be seeing sunshine, but it's hazy from wildfire smoke. We'll reach the mid-80s, and then this evening and tonight, a few thunderstorms are actually possible with the low falling into the 60s overnight. Tomorrow morning looks dry after the thunderstorms tonight. We still see a little bit of haze. A cold front moves in tomorrow afternoon, brings in a few pop-up and scattered thunderstorms. So for the rest of today, expect the widespread haze to continue. Be careful spending too much time outside. We'll reach the 80s and then we'll drop into the 60s tonight with a few thunderstorms. A little bit of haze lingering tomorrow morning is possible. We see a cold front come in tomorrow afternoon, bringing in some scattered thunderstorms. It should push the smoke out and drop the humidity for Wednesday. Ben.
Thank you very much, Hannah. Another round of severe weather forecast in this half hour. Once again, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
We are continuing to track haze today due to wildfire smoke and poor air quality for the rest of the afternoon. Because of this, National Weather Service has an air quality alert out. This is in effect for all of central New York until midnight. We are probably going to see some haze lingering into tomorrow as well, but it looks to be heaviest for this afternoon and tonight. It is in the unhealthy level for the air quality index. We're at 160 right now. So if you are planning to do any strenuous or physical activity outside, be careful of that and maybe limit your time doing that as well. For the rest of the afternoon, we will be warm. We're mostly in the 80s right now. We have 83 degrees in Little Falls, 82 degrees in Westmoreland, and we're not that humid. We're just a little bit muggy today with that smoke returning from wildfire smoke. We are continuing to see the haze, but it does start to push out tomorrow due to a cold front that comes in. That cold front will move through in the afternoon, push that smoke out, and then bring in some scattered thunderstorms. So for the rest of today, expect dry conditions, widespread haze, highs in the mid-80s. I will talk a little bit more about the air quality index coming up, Ben.
Thank you very much, Hannah.
The The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are tracking widespread haze once again today from wildfire smoke up in Canada. Let's take a look now at downtown Utica. It should be sunny right now, but it looks more kind of like overcast because of this haze that has moved in. And I would just be careful spending longer time outside today. Because of this wildfire smoke, the National Weather Service has issued an air quality alert for all of central New York. That's in effect till midnight. We are going to continue to see a little bit of smoke into tomorrow, but the heavier smoke is going to be this afternoon and tonight. And it is in the unhealthy level at this point. Our air quality index is just around 160. This is going to be unhealthy for all of us, especially if you're outside doing any physical or strenuous activity and for longer periods of time. So keep that in mind for this afternoon. Our sky watchers have us mostly right near 80 degrees. We do have 78 degrees in Cooperstown, 81 degrees in Clinton, and a little bit cooler up north, 74 degrees in Old Forge. And we are seeing just a little bit of humidity in the air. Our dew points in the low 60s. Our humidity will increase again tomorrow. That's ahead of a cold front approaching, but once that cold front moves through, that should start to push the smoke out tomorrow afternoon, and will also decrease the humidity as well for Wednesday. So for the rest of today, we will be dry. This is our Yorkville Battery, Storm Tracker 2, Doppler radar. We will be a little bit breezy, and we are seeing widespread haze due to wildfire smoke moving in from Canada. So just be careful outside for the rest of this afternoon. I would say maybe if you had to go outside for anything, and if you had to do anything tomorrow, get that done in the morning before some scattered thunderstorms move through. But also keep in mind, tomorrow morning we may still be seeing a little bit of haze from that wildfire smoke. I think the best day of this week is going to be Wednesday because that cold front tomorrow pushes out the smoke. It also decreases the humidity as well. And we will be seeing sunshine on Wednesday. So it looks like a nice day coming in on Wednesday. As for the rest of today, we'll be pretty warm in the mid-80s. And then by tonight, actually a few thunderstorms are going to be possible overnight with the low in the 60s. Tomorrow we will be dry in the morning, still seeing a little bit of haze. A cold front approaches in the afternoon, bringing in some scattered and pop-up thunderstorms. It also starts to push out the smoke. So for the rest of today, expect hazy conditions due to that wildfire smoke. We'll be warm in the 80s, and then tonight a few thunderstorms are actually possible overnight. We continue to see a little bit of haze tomorrow, then a cold front brings in some thunderstorms. The haze should clear out by Wednesday, and the humidity decreases as well for an overall nice day on Wednesday. Ben.
Thank you very much, Hannah. Turning now to growing
Well, as Kristen has the night off, we begin with the air quality alert for New York State. Not just what we're seeing today, but what will be in effect for tomorrow as well. Let's switch right over to Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis with a first look at your forecast. And this alert's kind of lingering into tomorrow, too, as well, right?
Yeah, the levels are going to go down, but it's going to take time. This is something we will be dealing with tomorrow. I think the haze just won't be quite as thick as what we're seeing today.
That's good news.
Let's take a look at the air quality alert again, in effect for all of central New York. Today, the air was unhealthy. Tomorrow, unhealthy for some. It's a small change, but again, it is a step in a better direction in terms of less air quality issues. But still, if you're sensitive to this, you're going to want to continue to take precautions through tomorrow. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We do have one lone shower that's popped up just to the north and east of Utica, heading towards Newport. Other than that, we're looking at dry weather. Current temperature is 82 degrees. We have the faded sunshine. We have the haze. The humidity is down, so again, all that haze that you're seeing is related to wildfire smoke. A few thunderstorms pop up tonight as well as tomorrow. A slow improvement to the air quality over the next 2 days, and we're tracking additional thunderstorm chances as we look ahead. This evening, faded sunshine, temperatures in the upper 70s. We're going to take a closer look at the air quality issues and dive more into the situation with these wildfires, and that's coming out. Jason, back to you.
All right, Bill, thank you. DEC Forest Rangers from Herkimer and
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We continue to track haze in the sky caused by wildfire smoke from Canada. Here's a live look in downtown Utica. Again, just a different perspective from our tower cam. That haze continues to remain thick in the air, and we have poor air quality out there this afternoon. The air quality improves somewhat tomorrow. Today we're in the unhealthy category. Tomorrow we're in the unhealthy for some category. It's just a very subtle change, but it will be a step in the right direction. Bottom line is, if you're really sensitive to poor air quality, continue to take precautions, limit your time outdoors. Most of us, though, probably won't notice the difference between today and tomorrow aside from the haze. All of this smoke, by the way, showing up very well on the weather satellites today. This is an image of the United States. The whole eastern half of the country experiencing this smoke, so we're not the only ones here. And you can see the source region. If you go backwards, if you go from right to left, the wildfire smoke is occurring in Alberta, Canada, and that's where it's coming from. With the wind direction changing, we do expect the smoke to begin to wane. Here's how things will be changing over the next 24 hours. Again, dealing with the smoke today into tonight. By tomorrow morning, still haze in the sky, but the smoke will start to thin out throughout the day tomorrow. Again, noticeable improvements really don't take place until tomorrow night, and still just a very light haze of smoke by Wednesday. I think by Wednesday, though, most of us will be in the clear from not experiencing any of this, any negative effects in this by Wednesday. Our rain outlook. Tonight, some scattered showers and storms. We'll see a few more of these early Tuesday. We're dry Wednesday. Our chance for rain will be increasing as we get into the end of the week. The wettest day of the next 7 looks to be Friday. As we look at the radar and satellite image, our next weather maker is a cold front approaching from the west. This is going to produce a few showers and storms. It's also going to help push the smoke to the east. Tonight, chance of a shower or thunderstorm overnight. We'll drop down into the mid-60s, very warm night. Tuesday morning, we start out dry. There's the chance of a pop-up shower or thunderstorm as we get into the afternoon. Temperatures climb into the low 80s. I think for most of us, though, the day will be dry. Tomorrow night, looking at dry weather, we start out Wednesday with some patchy fog. We'll see sunshine Wednesday afternoon with high temperatures in the upper 70s. Tonight, a few scattered storms, low temperature of 67. Tomorrow, we're looking at a passing storm, especially in the afternoon. Again, a generally pleasant day and still dealing with that haze and wildfire smoke, temperatures in the low 80s. Improvements in the air quality on Wednesday, 81. Scattered showers and storms Thursday and Friday. Friday does look wet. Maybe a passing shower or storm on Saturday. Sunday for the Hall of Fame, it's looking dry. And looking at temperatures in the upper 70s, so not too hot. Temperatures will be in the mid 80s as we look ahead to Monday. As far as dealing with smoke in the future, we take these day by day. Yep. Just because things can change a lot. Once we get through Wednesday, we don't foresee this returning anytime soon.
We do something about Friday?
You can try.
All right. All right, thanks, Bill.
Yeah.
Millions across the... Back to Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis talking more about the smoke from the wildfires up north.
Yeah, and trying to answer some frequent questions that we've been getting about this. First of all, yes, we are dealing with the same wildfire smoke that Canada has been dealing with. There's been over 25 million acres that have been burned in Canada this year. This is a record-setting year for them. And the biggest culprit, or the biggest reason why this is much bigger than usual, does have to do with the weather. This was their record spring. It was so warm in Canada to start the spring season, and the ground dried out very, very quickly. A lot of these fires are in extremely remote areas, so it's very difficult for firefighters to put them out. And we will continue to deal with smoke issues until these fires are out. Canada does have a wildfire season. It's usually in the summertime, but again, because of such a record start to such a warm spring, that's why it is so much worse this year compared to other years. Let's take a look at the radar this evening. It's looking pretty quiet, just a lone shower in central Herkimer County. We're continuing to see all that haze from the smoke today. The haze will be sticking around through tomorrow, but we will see improvements in our air quality as we head throughout the week. Faded sunshine this evening, temperatures in the 70s. We're tracking some rain chances ahead, too. We'll look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
All right, Bill, thank you. Heat warnings have been placed.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We continue to track wildfire smoke bringing haze and poor air quality to our area. This is a live look in Cooperstown. This is our Utica National Tower camera. We have an informal poll on Facebook just asking folks if they can smell the smoke. And the results so far are mixed, about 50-50 in terms of folks being able to smell it or not. And by the way, if you want to chime in, just search for me on Facebook. The poll's up and it'll be up for about the next 24 hours. We do expect the air quality to improve. If you can smell smoke today, I don't think that'll be the case tomorrow, or it should be lighter. And as the smoke starts to thin out tomorrow, it still could cause some air quality issues for people that are very sensitive to it. But we're going to be taking a step in a better direction, a cleaner direction. Here's how the smoke will change over the next 24 hours. Again, in the smoke today with the haze, but it starts to subside tomorrow. The smoke will start to thin out, and the winds will carry some of this to the east. I think we'll notice the most improvements, though, by Wednesday. That's when the haze should really start to go away, and we'll see improvements in air quality. So again, small improvements tomorrow, much bigger improvements by Wednesday. Let's talk about the humidity. Same story here. Slight improvements in the humidity tomorrow, but Wednesday looks comfortable. In fact, we could see our coolest morning, that would be Thursday morning, that we've had in the past several weeks, with overnight lows dropping into the 50s. The humidity starts to creep back, though, by Thursday and Friday. Norway, 81 degrees. Old Forge, 78. Barneveld, 81 degrees. Across Southern Valleys, we've got Stewart and Cooperstown checking in with 82. Harry and Otsego, 82 degrees. And Christopher in Edmonston with 80. We've got a cold front that will be approaching from the west. This could produce a few showers and thunderstorms overnight. Keeping an eye on these in Pennsylvania this evening. And again, a few of those could survive the trip, producing a few scattered storms here as we head towards midnight tonight. Temperatures will drop down into the mid-60s. Tomorrow, sunshine in the morning. The chance of a passing shower or thunderstorm as the cold front moves in from the west. Temperatures will climb into the low 80s. Tomorrow night, we're looking at mostly clear skies. Wednesday, we'll see noticeable improvements, not only in the air quality, but also the humidity. We'll see fog in the morning giving way to sunshine in the afternoon. Looks like the pick of the week, with temperatures climbing into the upper 70s to near 80 degrees. A thunderstorm is possible tonight, a low of 67, so a very warm night. Tomorrow, a passing storm. Poor air quality continues, but again, slightly better than today, a high of 83. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Wednesday looks beautiful, 81 degrees, mostly sunny skies. Showers, thunderstorms return Thursday, especially Friday. Friday looks to be the wettest day of the next 7. The chance of a pop-up storm on Saturday, cooler heading into the weekend, more comfortable. Temperatures in the mid to upper 70s both Saturday and Sunday. Sunday's looking dry. Back to some warmer weather with highs in the low 80s looking ahead to next Monday. We'll be right back.
Night off. Wildfire smoke has made its return to the skies around central New York. How long is it going to stick around for, though? Let's head to the Weather Center with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis with the first look at your forecast. Bill, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Jason. We're going to be dealing with smoke for about the next 24 hours, but it's going to be gradually clearing out. I think we'll notice the biggest change by Wednesday. An air quality alert will remain in effect for central New York through tomorrow. But again, the levels do come down. Today it was unhealthy, but tomorrow it'll be unhealthy for some. Our recommendation is if you've been struggling with this today, continue to take precautions tomorrow, limit your time outdoors. Again, it doesn't affect everybody the same way, and it's not anywhere near as thick as what we saw on June 7th. Live look at the Airfield Battery, Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things are looking quiet. Can't rule out a passing shower or storm tonight. Our current temperature is 82 degrees. Our weather headlines, we'll be tracking a few thunderstorms tonight and early tomorrow, along with improving air quality, more chances for storms in the extended forecast. Again, faded sunshine this evening. We are tracking that drop in, that improvement in air quality, I should say, and that's coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. The New York State Conservation Police Officers Association partnered up with the Hunt of a Life.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. I'm continuing to track poor air quality in Central New York as smoke from wildfires in Canada continues to impact our area with haze. And again, some folks actually able to smell the smoke this evening. This is a live look in downtown Utica. The haze remains relatively thick tonight and tomorrow, but we will see improvements in the air quality as we head into tomorrow afternoon. Today, air quality got to be unhealthy levels. The air quality index got up to about 150. Tomorrow, the numbers go down. It's still unhealthy for folks that are very sensitive to this. So if you are one of those in one of those groups, if you're really sensitive, you want to limit your time outdoors once again tomorrow. But just for comparison, the level of smoke is less than half of what we saw on June 7th. So yes, it is impacting our area. Not as bad as June 7th, but still having an issue, especially with folks that are very sensitive to this. And again, that will be the case tomorrow. Have a look at the satellite image. This was taken today from our weather satellites in outer space, and you can see all the smoke showing up along the east coast. You can also tell where it's coming from, Alberta, Canada. The winds are going to turn into the west and push the smoke east. So we will see improvements in the air quality, but it's going to be a process like it usually is. It takes time for this to improve. Tomorrow, still haze in the sky, still some issues with the air quality, but not as much as today. We'll notice the biggest difference on Wednesday. That's when the haze will start to go away, not only with the smoke, but also with the humidity. We're going to see a drop in humidity Wednesday. That's only temporary, though. The humidity returns looking ahead to Thursday and Friday. Our sky watchers checking in: Alder Creek 82, Old Forge 78, across Southern Valley, Stewart and Cooperstown 82, Frankfurt John checking in with 84. A cold front approaches the area tonight, and that could produce a few showers and thunderstorms overnight. This will be closer to midnight. It's going to be a very warm night with overnight lows in the mid-60s. The front moves through tomorrow, and that also could produce a late-day shower or storm. Temperatures climb into the low 80s. We'll notice a big drop in the humidity tomorrow night. Overnight lows will be cooler, too. We'll see some sunshine here throughout Wednesday, and it looks like a beautiful day. The pick of the week, sunshine, temperatures near 80 degrees. A thunderstorm is possible tonight, low temperature of only 67. Tomorrow, a passing storm is possible in the afternoon. Temperatures climb into the low 80s. Your Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Sunshine on Wednesday, 81 degrees. Again, a beautiful day. Showers and thunderstorms return on Thursday. Looks like the wettest day of the week will be Friday. I know that you're not happy about that, Jason.
Well, no, because we got stuff going down in Cooperstown.
I know.
I want all three of those days, but
I think we can give you at least 2 of the 3, just a few scattered showers and storms on Saturday.
I understand that. But and as for the smoke, we should see most of this get out of here after Tuesday, right?
Yeah, we will be in much better shape Wednesday. Yeah.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Bill. Still to come on News Channel 2 at 6. Let's thank you for joining us tonight. Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis starting things off tonight because that wildfire smoke from Canada is back. Gave us some issues today.
Yeah.
What's tomorrow looking like, though, for us?
Slightly better. We're still going to have to deal with this. We're still going to see the haze in the air tomorrow. I think the levels will be just one step down compared to today. So if you need to take any precautions, if you're sensitive to poor air quality, you're going to want to do this again tomorrow. Limit your time outdoors. For most of us, though, the smoke isn't as bothersome as what we saw on that event. Remember June 7th? That's when it was really thick. The levels of pollution are about less than half of what we saw on that day, but still could still affect folks with with high sensitivity to poor air quality. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things look pretty quiet this evening. We still have the risk of a thunderstorm overnight as a cold front approaches from the west. Temperatures are warm. We're 71 degrees. The dew point is up to 67. So a little uptick in the humidity tonight. It's going to make it feel a little uncomfortable to go to bed. You might want to consider running the air conditioner tonight if you have it, or at the very least the fan. keep the windows closed just because of the smoke outside. Overnight lows will be in the mid to upper 60s. We are tracking, again, an end to the smoke. I'll let you know when the air clears out, and also our next chance of thunderstorms, and that's coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. New tonight, a special meeting.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We are taking a live look at the Arkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things are looking quiet across the area so far. We're keeping an eye on some thunderstorms moving into eastern Pennsylvania. These are generally going to pass to the south. Some light rain is expected to clip the southern valleys with this here tonight. We also could see a pop-up thunderstorm. This is ahead of a cold front, and a lot of our computer models are showing this happening within the next 1 to 2 hours, maybe a brief downpour taking place overnight. A live look in downtown Utica. Things are looking pretty quiet. It's a warm and humid night across the area. Poor air quality is going to continue tomorrow, but we're going to take a step down. There won't be quite as much pollution in the air from the wildfire smoke. It's still unhealthy to be outside for the most sensitive groups, but it won't be as, again, impactful as what we saw today. We'll see a dramatic change in the air quality by Wednesday. This is the satellite image that was taken earlier this afternoon showing all the smoke in the eastern half of the United States. This is a big plume that came from Alberta, Canada, where wildfire smoke just continues to rage on. 25 million acres have burned so far this year. And until those fires come to an end, we're not really going to get away from the chances of seeing this smoke. So the smoke's around tonight. The smoke is around tomorrow. Again, it becomes lighter throughout the afternoon, but it's still there. Then things start to change Wednesday. The winds should carry this out, and we'll see improvements in the air quality. Also improvements in the humidity Wednesday. We'll get a break from the humidity that we've been dealing with for the past couple of weeks. Cold front approaches from the west tonight. Again, it does produce the chance of a shower or thunderstorm not only tonight, but also tomorrow afternoon. We'll start out tomorrow morning with temperatures near 70. We'll see temperatures into the low 80s in the afternoon. Again, a pop-up shower or storm is possible. The weather cools down tomorrow night. Mostly clear skies. We'll drop down into the 50s. Wednesday looks like a beautiful day. The pick of the week, sunshine. Temperatures close to 80 degrees. Brief thunderstorm is possible tonight. Low of 67 tomorrow. A chance of a thunderstorm in the afternoon. Another warm day with high temperatures in the low 80s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Wednesday looks nice. Sunshine, 81 for the high, low humidity. We're into the mid-50s Wednesday night. That's going to be the coolest night we've had in a while. But it doesn't last. The humidity's back. Showers, thunderstorms possible Thursday. Widespread storms Friday. And they may linger into Saturday, although it does look dry for Hall of Fame weekend, at least
Good,
second half.
Good for that. I'd like to swap Wednesday and Friday. Can we work on that?
I'm in marketing, not production.
I understand. All right, thanks, Bill. Coming up next, Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis still dealing with wildfire smoke from Canada, and that means we've got an air quality alert carrying over into tomorrow.
And tomorrow we're only going to see a small change in the air quality. I think we're going to be dealing with it again a little bit less than today, but if you're sensitive to this stuff, you're going to want to take precautions because it's still going to be an issue tomorrow. As we take a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, the haze will continue overnight. We'll see a few light rain showers move through too. There is an approaching cold front, which means we may see a rumble of thunder tonight as that front gets closer to our region. We'll see another chance as we head into tomorrow afternoon. Temperatures are warm. We're 72 degrees. The humidity is up. Our dew point is now ticked up to 66 degrees. It was in the lower 60s earlier today, but we're starting to see a change in that. Tonight is going to be a pretty uncomfortable night for sleeping. Probably want to run the air conditioner if you have it or the fan and keep the windows closed, again, with the wildfire smoke. Overnight lows look to drop into the mid to upper 60s, so a pretty warm night ahead. We're tracking when the smoke thins out along with our next chance of rain, and that's coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. New tonight, a special meeting.
The The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. I'm tracking some showers to the south and west of Utica this evening. The bigger picture shows some stronger storms that will be passing to our south. These move into the Catskills. So if you're living across the southern valleys, you might see a few flashes of lightning in the south and maybe a brief shower, but I think most of these will miss us. We do have the chance to see a pop-up shower or thunderstorm tonight as a cold front approaches from the west. This is a live look in downtown Utica. It's just turning out to be a very warm and humid night, and we still have air quality issues. We'll see these again tomorrow. The smoke creating haze. Again, this is coming from wildfires in Canada. We are going to continue to see smoke through tomorrow before things start to improve. Have a look at the satellite image. This shows just the extent of the smoke across the entire eastern half of the country. You can tell where this is coming from too if you follow it backwards. The smoke is traced to Alberta, Canada. That's where the source region of the smoke is. And those fires continue. There's over 25 million acres that have burned so far this year in Canada. An unbelievable, record-breaking year. Sad situation up there. Unfortunately, doesn't look like there's an end in sight. And so the smoke does come to an end locally as we head into tomorrow night. So we still have it around tomorrow. It won't be quite as thick as today. But if you suffer if you're very sensitive to poor air quality, you're going to want to limit your time outdoors through tomorrow. Then the smoke really starts to drop off Wednesday. That's when we expect to see a big improvement. We'll see a big improvement in the humidity on Wednesday, a very comfortable day before the humidity builds back in later in the week. A cold front approaches from the west. Again, it could bring us a brief shower or thunderstorm tonight. Overnight lows drop down into the 60s. It's a warm start to Tuesday. Sunshine, temperatures already in the low 70s in the morning. There's going to be the chance of a shower or thunderstorm popping up in the afternoon and evening. Not all of us will be getting this, but some of us will. And again, this is part of a cold front moving through. It turns cooler tomorrow night. Some patchy fog first thing Wednesday morning. Wednesday will feel like a nice day, low humidity, clear air. Temperatures climb into the upper 70s to near 80. Cool weather heading into Wednesday night. Tonight, the chance of a thunderstorm, a warm one with a low of 67. Tomorrow, still dealing with that haze, a passing shower or storm in the afternoon. High temperatures in the low 80s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. The humidity breaks on Wednesday. The air quality improves, 81 for the high. Showers, thunderstorms return late Thursday. Showers and storms Friday and into early Saturday. We'll see a return to sunshine looking ahead to Sunday and Monday. We'll be right back.